everything is meshed together nowadays in his videos. So much is happening. He knows who he is, but I think he's doing too much of it. When you say that he's making these videos for kids, I'm not sure. I think a kid is writing the script of his videos.
Parallelly, there's something very interesting going on. I call it slow tube. Right? Here also you have sounds of the wilderness. You have a lot of nice little trees and birds and whatnot. But the way he's communicating his thoughts is through subtitles, right? And you just see those videos and you understand, okay, what this man is going through, and he keeps the camera static. And you compare that to a MrBeast, where the camera is perhaps never static.
He was stranded on ocean for 7-8 days. He had the perfect opportunity to try a different kind of storytelling there, where they are just being meditative, doing stuff for them. But no, they are fighting, shouting. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
YouTube, the platform, is going through a change. Because right now, the one YouTube, as we looked at it in the past, is not the same. Because there are many YouTubes within this YouTube. You have one, which is the MrBeast YouTube, which is fast, supercut, too much happening, too much of retention editing going on. And you have one side, which is slow, which is calm, which is a counterweight to MrBeast style of YouTube. But how are these two things shaping up together? Before discussing all of that, I want to introduce Shubham. Shubham, how's it going, man? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. No drama in this today's episode. Simple introduction from my side.
Simple introduction. So no, I mean, because if you were MrBeast, then we would have the camera zoom into you, and then there would be text, and then there would be 3-4 introductions, and then there would be a reaction. Because Shubham, we have to address this. We've spoken about MrBeast, during our Colin and Samir video as well, which I also did very well. People really enjoyed that. But he's going through, I think, a bit of a, I wouldn't say identity crisis, because he has that identity fixed, but just in terms of his style, it's getting excessive and maximalist. What do you think?
I think expectations from MrBeast are finally getting to him. He's, crazy fast nowadays. He's like, it's just that, he's trying to prove that he's still the MrBeast. I don't know why he's in such a rush. That's why, I was like, we were talking about this earlier, that everything is, meshed together nowadays in his videos. So much is happening. You're looking at the, backdrop, someone is doing something else. So when you say that he's going through an identity crisis, I'm sure he knows who he is, but I think he's doing too much of it.
Yeah, he's going excessive into he's pushing the accelerator rather.
Yeah.
Because what I felt is that, of course, and he has been in this school of editing where he's doing a lot of choppy edits and whatnot. But now what's happening is, as you rightly mentioned, Shubham, is that he is basically making these cuts where, he is putting almost like a challenge within challenges. Like there are within one video, right, which is the thumbnail, let's say, which is the latest one, if we take it, which is the Lamborghini shredder. It's not just about that. There are 5 other things which are going on simultaneously, right? So there are 5 other mini challenges within this episode, and you can't even sit with the idea, because by the time you process the idea, by the time you understand the scale, boom, there's an edit, there's a cut, and we change the scene, we change the location. So I don't know what the hell is happening, to be honest, because this is just going in a very maximalist direction. My thought, or my reason behind it, again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, is that perhaps he's appeasing to the kids. But then why would the kids, I don't think the kids are like the kids, do the kids want this crazy style of editing, which is very similar to how traditional TV used to do it, right? And you were mentioning some very interesting TV shows as well, which used to have many things happening in one single episode. So are we going through that, where you used to have one idea in one episode, but now it's going to be like a mashup? Do people appreciate that?
Yeah, I mean, see, when we were kids, we were watching Mythbusters, right?
Yeah, of course.
And they were, busting, I guess, one myth per episode. They were doing, let's say, multiple experiments around it. We were also kids back then.
Sure.
So when you say that, he's making these videos for kids, I'm not sure. I think a kid is writing the script of his videos, because the kid, the attention is, like wavering so much. He's shouting something, some digital train is going, behind.
Yeah, there's a timer somewhere.
And, when Colin and Samir complimented him in his interview that, his editing, is getting so much better, and these, things are happening. Who gives a shit about that?
Hmm.
right? Who gives a shit about how fancy the cut is and how fancy that train is? And nobody gives a shit about it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, first of all, that conversation told us a lot about Mr. Beast or where he is right now,
Sure, sure.
right? I don't know who is trying to catering at this point in time, but certainly he's trying to go faster, and that's his strategy. He said, right, like one of my videos nowadays is like 10 older videos combined in one. So why is he doing it? Colin and
Is
Samir didn't ask him.
Yeah, and I don't know, is he running out of ideas, I guess? Like, is that perhaps a situation where and sure, you can create as wonky as an idea as you want because he's spending so much on these videos. But I think ever since the Squid Game video, I think the seeds of this idea,
Oh yeah,
because even if you remember, the Squid Game video was one video, but essentially there were many levels or challenges that they were doing, which is obviously replicating what Squid Game had done. But I think he's trying to do that. He recently also did a video on like on an Olympics or like a sports based thing
yeah,
where
yeah. One person from every country
one person from
going
every country,
after.
right?
Yeah,
So then you have other levels. So I think that's his strategy now, that okay, he's not going to do one thing. Like, he's not going to be like, oh, I'm racing with an elephant, for example. Now he's going to be
yeah,
like, no, I'm going to go to a zoo, and these are the different things that I'll be doing. So it's like an amusement park, like
yeah.
the way I call it,
Right.
like the amusement park strategy, where you're doing not just one ride but like multiple rides at the same time. You're taking a bit of taste of that. And I don't know, I think kids, I don't know if they're liking it. Perhaps we'll just speak to some kids about that. But I personally, as somebody who's in his late 20s, don't really appreciate what's happening there.
Yeah, I mean, see, it's an onslaught on our senses, right?
Yeah,
When he's shouting at the top of his voice, when
he loves doing
something,
that. Hmm.
something so colorful that it becomes garish is going on and behind the scene. Same jokes from his crew, like every, person that
Yeah,
is there. No new faces, because earlier he used to introduce new faces in his videos, right? Some people who are
sure.
working with him. Yeah, sure, he's giving car to someone, Lamborghini. First of all, what does he have against Lamborghinis? At what point Lamborghini is going to blacklist him?
I think
You
they're
wait
loving
till-
this. They're loving the free marketing, perhaps.
But the USP of Lamborghini is its inaccessibility, right? You
Sure.
produce like 500 cars in a year. You're giving 10 to Mr. Beast to destroy.
Great point.
Why are
Great
you
point.
doing it? I hate
Yeah.
it.
That's a great point. So Shubha, we've spoken about that. We've shared our opinions about Mr. Beast's style, and like what it's sort of shaping up to be. I don't know what the future is, but I don't even want to talk about the future right now, Shubham, because parallelly there's something very interesting going on. Okay, I call it, so this is my creation. I've just named it something random. I call it slow tube. Right?
Nice.
People
Okay.
have called it the new wave of YouTube. People have called it a bunch of things. But at the same time, parallelly, when you have a Mr. Beast in his town, doing all of these things in North Carolina, in a small town called Greenville, he's doing a lot of work for there. But similarly, there's something, a new wave which has come up, which is very antithetical and a counterweight to
Yeah.
Mr. Beast. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah. So I discovered, this movement which is taking place in Central Asia, out of
Okay.
all the places, uh, where countries like Azerbaijan, Armenia, and all these sleepy countries.
Yeah.
Uh, people are creating content. They're just recording their daily lives, or let's say daily activities. If you are a cook, the person is just cooking, not saying anything, no background music, nothing. There are cutaways to let's say the pets, the mountains, beautiful. One of the channels is called Wilderness Cooking, and I don't know if we call it ASMR, but it's certainly something new, a new
Hmm.
experience. The guy doesn't say anything.
Hmm.
He's not even looking at the camera,
Hmm.
right? So you're not, nobody shouting at you. You
That's
are
a relief.
that's a relief, huge relief, and it's sort of a meditation. That guy is
Right.
sitting in his kitchen, open kitchen, cooking simply, right?
Hmm.
So, and this has turned into a phenomenon where let's say a very old granny is just washing clothes, not saying anything, going about her business. They're getting millions and millions of views. Their village economy is running because of those channels
Wow.
now. Lot of money is coming through those channels, and it's so like it's bringing it's slowing us down. So I agree with your choice of words, like it's slow tube.
Hmm.
So I mean, can we say that this is like in are people looking for such content because Mr. they are done with Mr. Beast or other kind of garish content. So I don't know. That's the question I guess you can also contemplate on.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very interesting question that, or like an inflection point that we're at, right? 2023, we're almost staring at 2024 now, since the year is also coming to its second half, well in its second half rather. So this movement, I think, will gain more steam, right? And what you mentioned about Central Asia, I actually have a YouTube channel from Australia
Okay.
called Go 4x4, and it's about this one man. Again, you can call it ASMR because he does title some of his videos as ASMR, but not everything is ASMR. And this creator, essentially, he is with his dog. He is with his 4x4, you can say almost like a Hummer or like an off roader vehicle. And it's obviously a very huge one. And he just does camping. He's in the wilderness, like, it's rain. Like, he's camping, he's making sausages, he's having a drink just by a river or by a ravine, or, just by some trees. He's just there and he's sitting and chilling. And what's interesting also that I found for this one was that the subtitles are actually how he communicates his thoughts, right? Because essentially what's happening is the video itself is silent. You hear sounds of the wilderness, right? As you also have wilderness there.
Yeah.
Here also you sort of have sounds of the wilderness. You have a lot of nice little trees and birds and whatnot. But the way he's communicating his thoughts is through subtitles, right? And you just see those videos and you understand,
Nice.
okay, what this man is going through, and he keeps the camera static. And you compare that to a Mr. Beast, where the camera is perhaps never static. The
Yeah.
short size, the length of a shot is never longer than
Half
two
a
or three
second.
seconds. I mean, yeah, half. It seems like half a second, right? And here you have like really delving and really embracing the whole slow tube movement, right? Because if you don't have that, then I think it's very easy to fall into the cracks of, okay, I need to be like Mr. Beast. But here, people are accepting who they are, their personalities, right?
Yeah.
In terms of wilderness cooking, okay, they want to be slow. The process itself takes time, right? Of the cooking, so you're embracing that. Here, this man is camping. Camping takes time. So you are basically very true to yourself. Again, authenticity is something that we've spoken a lot on Creator Deep Dive in general. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel, by the way, because we keep releasing videos like these on creators, and we keep talking about creators and where they're at. But talking about these creators, I think it's a great way of expressing themselves because they're not forced to be like, okay, every half a second I'm going to cut. So whatever you're thinking, well, you can't think for too long, right? So I think that
Yeah.
is there. So the way you spoke about the economy is obviously improved for those people in Central Asia. Definitely, Mr. Beast has also had that impact in in the US
Yeah.
as well, in North Carolina, with his town, with his people, and he's given so much of employment. Feastables is such a big thing. But the beauty here, right, or the silver lining, is that both can exist at the same time,
Yeah.
which is what the maturity of YouTube as a platform is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Mr. Beast understands storytelling. He said, on multiple occasions that he uses different styles of storytelling in different videos.
Mm,
But lately, he's not applying his rules to his own
mm,
videos,
mm,
right?
mm,
Because when you look at that video, there was an instance where presents a guy who was in a challenge for 7 days. He
mm,
presented him with a cake and an opportunity to meet with his wife and his daughter. He himself says that that was a moment that happened on its own,
mm,
and I loved it because it gave let's an anchor to the story that was being presented. Everyone liked it. It was a
mm,
relief, right? But he's not allowing any more such things like that. He's
mm.
blasting things. He's putting trains in gorges. He's blasting trains. He's shredding Lamborghinis. So see, when you already have such an
Yeah,
extravagant experiment happening, right,
yeah.
where a red Lamborghini is being shredded to pieces, why are you, not taking some, let's say, moments to reflect on the experiment? It's already
Mm.
very exciting.
Yeah, that's a very
When
good
there,
point.
the sine curve, we all
Mm.
know it exists because there are ups and downs.
Sure.
Similarly, in storytelling, if you're constantly shouting, nobody cares. If
Yeah.
you've seen the film Network, where
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a part
yeah,
of my curriculum. Yeah.
the news
Yeah.
anchor
Yeah.
shouts, and it becomes a play. It becomes a play for people. Nobody cares after a point. So, in order to highlight some moments, you have to put low lights on some other moments.
That's
So
some
please, yeah,
golden storytelling tips from you, Shubham. I think definitely a great highlight there. But I actually want to drop a last question, which is a bit of a fun one. Can you see Mr. Beast as a slow tuber? And what would the video be like? What would can you
I mean,
imagine?
one video comes to my mind, which he
Huh.
recently did, where he was, stranded on ocean, something
Sure.
like that,
Yeah. 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 Yep. Yep.
for 7 8 days. He had the perfect opportunity to try a different kind of storytelling there,
Hmm.
where they are just, being meditative, doing stuff others. But no, they are fighting, shouting. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
So the settings are accessible to Mr. Beast because he is very, rich at this point in time. He can go anywhere.
Sure.
It won't be surprising if he's, on the next Tesla rocket to Mars.
Yeah.
But you have to experiment on storytelling. Don't, just shout and keep on doing the things that are convenient to you. That's an appeal because, of course, he's the biggest YouTuber. We all look up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my answer.
That's great. I think let's see if Mr. Beast, if he actually embraces this slow tube movement. I think it's difficult for him too because he's so his style is so recognizable, and I think he wants to play to it. And of course, advertising dollars are behind it and whatnot. So I think that entire conversation is also there. That okay, it's probably great for advertising, but very interesting place that we're at. And in conclusion, it just can be said that the lesson here is that you as a creator, you don't have to fit a mold, right? You don't have to be like Mr. Beast, or you don't even have to be like any of the slow tubers that we spoke about. You can be somewhere in the middle. You can be somewhere on the far left or the far right. YouTube is a place for creators. It is for everyone. We ourselves are YouTubers, so we know that, and we've been doing it consistently for 6 months now. So please do subscribe to Thousand Faces Club, because not just this, but we keep having a lot of interesting formats, a lot of interesting videos. So do subscribe and tell us in the comments about your favorite slow tuber if you have one, and what you think of Mr. Beast's new style of the videos. That's been it from this episode of Creator Deep Dive. My name is Shreevar.
My name is Shubham.
All right, we will see you. Bye bye.